Well, no one likes to get into an accident, especially with a big truck. And here to help us avoid these types of accidents is attorney Lloyd Baker. Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning.
How are you?
Great.
So,
Good to see
listen, we heard Lexi say earlier that her husband was just driving along and the truck veered over, and thank goodness it only knocked the mirror and it closed it off and didn't actually get into an accident. But that's what we're here to talk about. Is that, I mean, I have to say, at least, I'm going to say even 3 times a week I hear about a big rig accident out on the west side on that I-10 going, you know, towards California and stuff like that. So let's talk about these, and I mean, they are very dangerous.
Yeah, lots of big reasons for that. You know, they have blind spots. That's another one of the big ones. They're younger nowadays. I don't know if you've noticed, but the older truckers are gone now, and so a lot of young guys are coming in. They're a little more aggressive than they used to be, a little more distracted. I don't know if I've seen this pretty much anytime you drive, the truck will pull over. It doesn't even, they don't care anymore.
Yeah, they don't
pull right
look.
over. And so it's, you know, it's easy to get munched. And then another thing I see a lot of, you know, people don't realize how big these trucks are and how much it takes to break them.
Yes, that's
so 80,000 pounds, and you're trying to, you know, you cut one off and try to pull in front of them in their lane, and boy, they can't stop in time, you know, and you're going to get munched.
And my understanding too, the trucks actually are a little different now. I mean, before you could say that the truck drivers, like you said, were older and they could handle them a little bit, but now they're computerized. They have different features there that some of, like you said, these young kids don't really understand them. So when they hit that brake, it really like turns them and stuff like that, and that's going to slide in. So it is give them the right of way in, correct?
Yeah, give them plenty of room. I saw a guy the other day just, you know, try to brake check a semi. I'm like, why would you do that? You know,
check a semi.
You know, it's just, yeah, you see the oddest things, but you know, they can't stop in time, right?
Yeah.
So about got killed. You know, just dumb. You know, so but you know, they get distracted. Sometimes you know, almost every accident we get, you know, we check it real thoroughly. They either have they're driving a lot of hours.
Right.
That's a big problem.
They get fatigued.
Right? They get fatigued. They get distracted like anybody else. They're on their cells and that kind of stuff. And they just, you know, and sometimes they got drugs in their system. You know, some uppers to keep them going and stuff, because it's a constant meet a deadline business, right?
Right.
I gotta do more loads. I gotta take this load further, and you know, you're always pumping to get things done. And so sometimes they profit over people, right? And so it's a dangerous situation.
And it also comes down to us driving too. You got to remember, sometimes, you know, that accident happened. It could be your fault, even though the truck driver could be somewhat at fault. But you know, if you swerved in front of them, or if you slowed down, like you said, brake checking a semi truck is very bad. This is one thing, and I'll say I'm very guilty of it when I used to travel back and forth between San Diego and here, and I would drift, and that would be getting right behind the truck to save gas, but I was in their blind spot, and that's not very smart to do, is it?
No, it's yeah. You got to make sure they can see you, especially if you're on a motorcycle. But even a car, it's hard to see them sometimes. You know, a lot of the cases I get are trucks moving over and they can't see them and they get munched.
Yeah, and so, trying to beat them.
Yeah.
So what do you advise as a driver if we do get into a little accident or a crunch with the truck? What's some things that we need to really take care of?
Man, get all the evidence that you can. Make sure that there's pictures taken. Get the witness statements. The good thing about trucks is they'll have an EDR, so it's like a video system on their vehicle. Yeah. So we can pull that to see exactly what happened, because sometimes you don't always get the truth until you actually see it on video, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we will collect all that for you and make sure that, you know, I just signed one up yesterday. He's like, this guy was flying, and we have a witness that said he was. So we'll pull the EDR and find out.
So, you know, we know about Tracy Morgan's very bad accident with the Walmart truck. Very much almost killed him. And that's some things you just kind of like have to say, you know, it's not important for you to get around that truck when it's slowing down, because it's slowing down for a purpose. You know what I actually do, Lloyd? I use trucks to gauge what's happening ahead of me of the highway, because if they start to slow down, they're seeing more than what I am. So I slow down a little bit and trying to, they're getting around them. And that's very smart to do, right? It's kind of like,
be careful.
You have the distance there. Yeah. So, but also
defensive driving is always good, right? It's just no matter what you're driving, just be careful. Be safe.
Yeah. We know with Halloween coming up, you want people to really be safe out there. driving, watching out for kids and stuff, and
sure.
and again, packing kids in the car. Remember, everyone has to have a seatbelt, right?
Yep, absolutely.
So.
Yeah, be safe.
There it is.
Take good care of your kids.
I want to finish up with one thing, and that is, I saw these bags on his Instagram, and I was like, hey, I want a bag. And you brought us all swag bags, what I love. There it is. That's what I love about you, Lloyd. You make sure and everything. Tell people where they can find out more about, of course, what we talked about and everything about you. And
BakerWins.com or 855 Baker Law phone number.
there it is.
So.
Lloyd, thank you very much for coming. It's always a
thank
pleasure.
you.
Thank you. All right, stick around. We have more of the Arizona Daily Mix on the station that's all good, Channel 7.